legally, what does it do to turn the right tumblers to open the door so they have to help out?
This is what is called a qualified written request under RESPA, or the Real Estate Settlement and Procedures Act. Simply asking for these documents doesn't necessarily get them for the homeowner. You have to submit a qualified written request. Federal law doesn't make it easy to get these documents. And so what we're trying to do at the AG's office is to make it easier for consumers to get these documents, because it's not their fault that the banks have thrown up all of these extraordinary questions around foreclosures themselves. You can imagine the confusion in a consumer's mind as to whether or not the person who's actually foreclosing on them is the owner of the mortgage. We've had national news stories that throws all of these issues into serious doubt.
What makes it so important? Is it just that you're trying to make it easier for them to get the documents, or what's important about this?
Missouri is a non-judicial foreclosure state. So what that means is they get notice from a party that they may have little to no relationship with. They may never have even heard of the party who is now telling them that we're going to come and take your home. What we're providing is a document that consumers can download, send to that loan servicer who's going to try and come and take their home, and say, hey, before anything gets too far, we want you to prove up your case. I want you to prove to me that you are the owner of this loan. I want to know that the payments that we have made have been properly distributed in the past, and the amount of money that I'm on the hook for is actually provable.
What are you hearing from homeowners? That people are trying to take their homes that don't actually own the mortgage, or what are you hearing from folks that raise enough questions in your mind that you felt like you had to do this?
A couple of answers to that question. On a national level, the allegations have been seriously now raised as to whether or not the paperwork on so many of these securitized loan documents has been so mishandled that consumers are left in legitimate doubt as to whether or not the foreclosing agent that is coming forward has the correct legal authority to pursue the foreclosure. This is a document that a consumer can send to that party and say, prove up your case. Show me, before things get too out of hand, that you're the right party that I need to be dealing with. Now, in terms of the consumer complaints that we are seeing at the office, over the last, I would say month or so, we've received about 100 complaints, and what consumers are most upset about is this feeling that they have that they are trying to engage in mortgage workouts. They're trying to develop a relationship with the bank. The banks are saying, send us all this information, and then when it gets to the banks, the documents are lost or misplaced or misfiled, and the consumer is falling farther and farther behind, trying to get a home mortgage workout completed or in the process, and they feel as though the banks are giving them a complete runaround. I would say that of the 100 telephone calls that have come in, 90 of them are talking about this type of a situation where consumers are sending in reams of documents, and then they call a week later, as they've been instructed to do, and the bank is telling them, we never received them, we don't know where the file is, let's start all over again.